Hey! Hi, Spurs fans. Paul the Hotspur hippie. And it looks like I'm in some sort of saw house tonight because the bloody bulb's gone. And I'm just using this expensive device for lighting. I hope you're all well. I hope you're having a good day. I hope, you know, if you're in England, you've probably just woken up. Maybe you've been out partying at Top Hat in Northolt or Fifth Avenue in South Arrow, or God knows what these places are now. They're probably all Ponzi. Back in the old days, it was easy. Comes 1 o'clock in the morning, they start playing George Michael, Careless Whisper, and you just grab anything that hasn't already been grabbed. I've had a lovely day. I've been exploring a bit of the Blue Mountains today. I've stuck up a couple of videos from out and about, usual stuff. Just switch the camera on, talk a load of bollocks and see what happens. I don't understand the YouTube algorithm because I'm always doing the same thing, and like some videos I'll get, you know, nearly 2,000 people, and then I'll do exactly the same thing and only 2 people. I don't get it. I'm just going to keep doing what I can. But I hope you're all well. I thought I'd start off with this interesting tweet I found. It's not going to be a long stream tonight because there's a load of meat being barbecued as I speak. I'm getting a little bit peckish from my rambling around today. I walked quite a few k's up and down hill today, exploring the sites of the Blue Mountains, and this I'll just go through this and then I'll get to the chat. This was tweeted by Radmore B. No idea he is. He says he's a Spurs fan. Look through his tweets, he looks cool, but he put an interesting list together. This is a list of Spurs 20 most expensive transfers of all time. How many of these were hits? And you know what? Looking at this list, it is a pretty sad sack of shit of affairs, this is. So I'll just go through them. My result at the end of this, I kind of picked 6, but I'm not, you know, not totally convinced. Like, none of them really set my football heart aflame or anything like that. But I'll go from the bottom up. At number 20, Darren Bent. 24.75 million euros. My God, Darren Bent. Number 19, Serge Aurier, 25 million euros. 18, Emerson, 25 million. Now, he's one that I've kind of given a pass to because, you know, he's doing all right. I think this is wrong. It's saying Brian Hill, 25 million. But from what I can tell is that we just have to keep giving Seville lots of players and Hill back anyway. So that one hasn't really worked out. Can you believe it? 16 is Ryan Sessegnon, 27 million. 15, Lucas Moura, 28. Basuma, 29. I've given him the benefit of the doubt because I think there is a bit of a player in there, you know. And I mean, when you look at this list, you've got 13 is Heung-min Son. And I wish I might have to ask someone from South Korea, is the correct way of saying his name, is it Son Heung-min or is it Heung-min Son? Because I know there are some countries that swap around surnames and that, and I want to get it right. But he was 30 million, which you've got to say is a bit of a bargain, really. And I love the way he came out and said, I'm not leaving Spurs, all this Saudi Arabia bloody rumours, you can stick that up your arse. I'm staying at bloody Tottenham. Good on you, Sonny. We want you to stay. At number 12, Eric Lamela, 30 million. Regulon at 11, 30 million. 10, Soldado, 30 million. 9, Bergwijn, 30 million. Kulusevski, 30 million. So actually how much we ended up paying for him? He could be all right for that amount. 7, Lo Celso, 32. 6, Sissoko. Our 6th most expensive signing ever is Sissoko, 35 million. You know, it'd be interesting, and I might actually think about doing this if I've got a spare moment, which I have at the moment, is I might do like a list adjusted for inflation, or, you know, put some weighting in, because obviously a lot of these players who, you know, I mean, it's really like within the last 5 or 6 years, a lot of these guys, and it'd be interesting to see how they compare to you know, players gone by, if I can somehow fudge the figures and get them to be a bit more expensive. 5, Davison Sanchez. 42 million euros. Unbelievable. 4, Pedro Porro, could be all right, 45 million. 3, Romero, 50 million. I reckon he's good. Number 2, Richie, 58 million. I thought it was 60 million pounds, but I don't know what exchange rates are these days. I'm no highfalutin banker. I don't know what I'm talking about. And number 1, Ndombele for 62 million. So I mean, the first time I looked at that list, I picked out about 6 passables. I mean, and that just tells the story of how, you know, I mean, it's a story of really what could have been at Tottenham over the last few years, isn't it, really? If we'd have spent wiser, we could have been in a good shape. You know, it's the frustration of the club. It's not like we don't spend money. It's just that, you know, we go into a greengrocer and say, how much for that old box of mouldy old potatoes? And they'll say, oh, I'm just going to throw them in the skip. And we say, oh, we'll give you 30 million for them, and then stick them at centre half. So I'm hoping that, I mean, you know, the way the regime is changing a little bit, I wonder how many of these transfers had Daniel Levy's sticky little hands all over. You know, that man that everyone says is a great businessman. I don't know if you've heard it, but we have got the best stadium and training facility in the land. Even I saw a survey with the 10 best grounds and atmospheres in Europe. Celtic Park was number 1. Tottenham wasn't even in the top 10. But you can't really blame the fans, can you? Because we've had fuck all to look at. So I wonder how many of these signings have had a bit of Levy influence. And I mean, geez, if I was Joe Lewis looking at this, I mean, how much is this? Let me see if I can add it up in my head quickly. Let's say, so it's 120, 170, 210, 250, 290, 320, 350, 380, 410. 440, 470, 500, 530, 560, 560. I sound like an auctioneer, a really slow shit auctioneer. 560, 590, 615, 640, 665, 685. So in this last recent years, what 680 million basically on crap. How the hell can you possibly keep your job if you've you know, and even like if 6 out of those players, let's say it's a third, so out of spending 600 million, you've bought 200 million worth of good players, and that's just, you know, numbers on the back of a fag packet. I really hope these days are coming to an end, man. I really do, and I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because we're getting that keeper over the line, and a lot of people are getting excited about this keeper. Um, I've managed to hack into my mate's laptop so I can actually look at things while I'm talking. Um, see some of the hubbub around Vicario. Let me see bookmarks. Yeah, Gianluigi Buffon. Got this from Last Word on Spurs. Vicario is doing, or is it Vicario? Well, I always want to get names pronounced right, you know. Vicario, that could be to me. He's doing things out of the ordinary. He's extraordinary. He's the future of the national team. He's ready for the big leap. The time has come for him to become a revelation. He might become even better than me, his generation. I mean, Buffon was no scarecrow between the posts, so that's quite a big rap. Jose Mourinho said about Vicario after Roma's match against Empoli, I must say that scoring goals against Vicario is difficult. He looked like the best goalkeeper in the world. And as I'm sort of wandering around the Twitterverse, I mean, I'm having to put a big pair of wellies on the way through that cesspit. It seems it's generally positive. I don't see too many broken hearts over us not getting Maddison. Not in Raya. On the other hand, that's why I was talking about Maddison. It looks like, you know, it could be on. And I've said myself, I'm neither here nor there on Maddison myself, but looking at other Spurs channels and listening to other Spurs fans who've probably kept their eyes on this guy much more than me, kept their tabs on him, this seems to be a guy they really want. So, and we've been linked with God knows how many centre halves, Bayer Leverkusen defender, Tapsoba, you know, we've been linked with lots of players, you know, and it's quite heartening for me that they're what we need. You know, like I said, I'm not too keen on a midfielder. If we, you know, I don't want a midfielder and not get a defender. I want defenders, goalkeeper, and then you can go and be a man about town. You can be a bit of a Peter Stringfellow, is larging it up, loads of money. But I think it's shaping up. You know, obviously I'm extremely optimistic about this coming season, just because we've got Big Ange Postecoglou, who's one of the best coaches in the world. And you'll find out that I'm speaking the truth on that one before long. But it doesn't look like we're being, you know, linked with ridiculous player. That the Sancho thing seems to have died a death, which I'm quite happy about, because I don't know, we got so many players in that position. Anyway, I'll throw it over to you lot. Let's have a look at the chat here. Oh, I've got to work a mouse, haven't I? Oh, here we go. Zolkelspur. Hotspur Hippie, keep the positivity moving, brother. Well, you know, the way I look at football, I'm interested in football to make me happy, you know, and that's the way it's always been for you know, some people's lives aren't particularly wonderful. Not that I'm saying my life isn't wonderful. I'm still here. I'm 51. Fuck knows how that happened. It's not like, you know, I've earned it or anything, but I'm still here. And I see football as a way to, you know, pick up your spirits. And it doesn't take much to pick up my spirits. I'm a very easily pleased fan. Last season was fucking hard, though. It really was. It really was. And really, you know, the ownership we've had in the last few years has made it bloody difficult as well. But, you know, it doesn't take much to turn it around. And I think, especially if Ange gets the fans on his side, which I'm sure he will, we're going to see a really good atmosphere at the Soulless Bowl that is the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or the Dazzle Automatic Stadium, or the Halford Stadium. I don't know what the fuck they're going to call it. Why not just call it White Hart Lane? I mean, the old one was called White Hart Lane, and I don't know where White Hart Lane was, but, you know, I'm sure it was built over. I didn't see much of White Hart Lane when I was there. But, you know, I've got a 40 box of ducks in my head. I can't remember the clock that people are on about. So, yeah, you know, I like to be positive, but I don't like it when clubs take the piss out of me on the other hand as well, you know. I'll lean a bit back from the light so it's not so, you know, I don't want to look all Stasi or whatever. I know I was drinking out of a bloody Putin mug. Can you believe it? My bloody mate, he went to Russia on a holiday 10, 12 years ago, did the Trans-Siberian Express. And every morning when I've been doing a stream, I've been choosing a small cup to drink out of. So I run out and I think, oh, there's a mug, grab it. And it's bloody Putin, God's sakes. I'm surprised I've been banned and cancelled, but you know, Jesus, bloody Putin, get rid of that guy for a start. I did like, if Putin's watching, I'm on to you, pal. If I get any pairs of underpants through the post, I'm not wearing them. I'm not wearing them. Wayne Bonner, always here, man. Always Wayne's always one of the first thing. Thanks, Wayne. Thanks so much. Howdy all. Hope all's well. Everyone is well. Morning all, says Tom 81. I picked 5. Yeah. You know, I mean, I picked 6, but I'm not. You know, I'm not going to split hairs. You'd want out of 20. You know, even if you were shit at it, maybe 14. You know, 6 flops. But when it's that many, it's so bad, isn't it? It's just diabolical. Daniel Levy, great businessman, knows football. And, you know, I hear people, mainly on Talk Sport, when they're, you know, when it's Simon Jordan and people like that, they'll say, oh, no, Daniel Levy loves Spurs. Well, sometimes you've got to love something so much that you've got to realise that you're shit at your job and let someone else do it who knows what the fuck they're doing. If Daniel loves Spurs, that's what he'll be doing. And, you know, we've got Scott Munn. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But Ange gives me hope. He really does. Who we got here? Chris at Meta Football TV. And I saw a tweet where his Chris's Twitter name. Hang on. Where was it? I had it somewhere. I forgot. I'm shit at Twitter. But I know you've changed. I think that's what your Twitter name is now. At Meta Football TV. So pop on over to the cesspit that is Twitter. Put your long waders on before you start mixing with those people that look just like having a pop at everyone and having a fight for no fucking reason. I've just got a tweet that my barbecue is ready, but I don't mind eating a bit of cold meat. I don't mind eating a bit of cold meat. Important thing is I'm top of the food chain. That's all that matters. Sweet Spur. We need to spend it on personalities fitting the system. Yes, a man who speaks sense rather than names that are appealing. Hence why I like Vicario transfer. Oh, well, it's cool to see. And that's what I think football's all about. Football is all about chemistry. It's like, you know, it's like the Bill Nicholson, the Keith Birkinshaw style, where, you know, you get players and personalities and strengths and weaknesses, and somehow out of the alchemy of all this, they mesh together and they're so much stronger than the whole. That's how football works. You can't do it by looking at a bloody piece of paper with numbers on it, or I don't know, it's a stapler. This is my mate's sort of home office. He hasn't got much home office thing, but you get what I'm saying. So I'm with you. So you're thinking you've seen something of the personality of Vicario and something about it rings your bell. Well, that's fantastic, man. Fantastic. Lemmy. Don't forget the payouts. Oh God, man. I'm trying to be nice and positive. Yeah, I mean, how many we kind of had to pay 4 managers out on the trot, haven't we? All concurrently. Bloody Nuno or Poch. He signed. Yeah, hello. Hang on. I got your text. I'll keep going for a bit. I don't mind cold meat. Is that all right?
It might all be gone.
It might be gone.
No, we'll leave you some.
I don't need much, man. I'm a man of meager needs. Dinner's ready. It's a barbecue animals. I might be a hippie, but I'm still top of the food chain. We could treat animals a bit better, though. Let's be fair. So I won't hang on too long. Maybe I'll just do another 8 minutes. I'll just do a quickie one, because they're a bunch of gannets that are out there. They're just going and I'll go out there and I'll be left with like half a Kit Kat or something. The payouts to manager. So we paid out Poch, Nuno, Jose, Conte, all at the same time. Probably Stellini had a little bit of a bung as well for going. Twitter handle and YouTube have changed. Cheers, Paul. So it's at Meta Football TV. Get over there. And what while we're in the plugging mood, old Jacob at United Spurs of America, America's #1 Tottenham Hotspur channel. He started a new channel. I'll just see if I can get what it is. In fact, I can probably. I don't know if I can search it. Yeah, I can. Oh, flipping heck. All right, give me a second. I am useless at this sort of shit. YouTube.com. There we go. He's probably put it on his. Yeah, he's probably put it on that. Yeah, United Spurs of America channels. Please put it in. Make it easy for me, man. Oh, he hasn't made. Oh, yes, he has made it easy. Thank you, man. Thank you, Jacob. All right. So this is Jacob's new channel. And it looks like it's a bit more of a, I can't find the control button for copy. Is that it? Like a bit more pop culture. And I saw him playing FIFA earlier, and he was crap. He was absolutely useless at it. It was like me playing FIFA. And I haven't played FIFA since, I don't know, FIFA 95. There we go. There's Jacob's new channel. Go over and give him a bit of love there. And we might as well do Chris here, Meta Football TV. Meta Football TV. Oh, fuck. Just talk amongst yourselves. You often do that anyway. So let's have a look. Meta Football TV. I can't find it. It's only showing up my own stuff. But it's Meta Football at TV. Sorry, Chris. I'm just useless at it, man. I am useless at it. But everything looks like he's mastered how to change his name on Twitter, which is nice. Sweet Spur. Is there any chance we get to see you more often on the likes of shows like Last Word on Spurs and Chris Cowlin? They should invite you. Oh, look, it's up to them. I enjoy watching those channels. I've kind of found the channels I like going on. Chris Cowlin and Last Word on Spurs, I do enjoy them. I think they're great channels, but I'd have to hold my language back a little bit, I think, because I do let a few fucks go in here and there. But if you do want to see more of me when the season starts, I'm going to still be doing, if David Harris wants me, of course, doing the pre-match build-ups for matches, and we usually have quite a laugh doing that. But as for those channels, I mean, look, I'm an internet hooker. I'll certainly have a go at them, but I've not been approached, and I haven't approached them. I mean, they're the big boys, and I'm just a minnow. And and with the guests they have, I don't know what I could really add. Sometimes, channels do a good job at what they do, and I don't do it as good. Like when there's like 4 or 5 people chatting. That's not quite my thing. Oh well, the chat's running out, and maybe it's time for dinner. But let me have a look. Let's just have a quick look at Twitter, see if there's anything else I've bookmarked of interest before I go. Did that. Now what's this? This might mean something to you. I've never heard of the guy. Who's that? Bloody hell, do you have to be bald to work at Spurs these days? Maybe if I have a bit of a shave and get rid of my lovely blonde flowing locks, I'll get a gig there. Performance director Greta Steinson is to leave Tottenham Hotspur as the club continues to make changes behind the scenes. Last Word on Spurs got that from Alistair Gold and Sammy Mockbell. I've never heard of him. Who are these shadowy figures? I'm going to Google him. I bet he's never kicked a bloody football in his life. Greta. He's probably turned out he's won a World Cup that I don't know about or something. Steinson. He probably doesn't even have a wick. He doesn't even have a. Oh, he played for Iceland. Okay. Oh well, I take it back. Icelandic professional football. You can't knock Iceland too much because they did beat England in a night of absolute shame and tears for me. That was. he played for Bolton Wanderers for 4 years. Okay, so he's kicked the ball around at least, bless him. But apparently he's not up to scratch as a performance. Maybe Levy doesn't like too many baldies. Maybe he's tweaked, because I think Scott Munn's a bit follically sparse, a bit follically challenged. Last word on Spurs are also saying James Maddison is very open to a move to Spurs. Fabrizio Romano says that, Mr. Tappin. So, I mean, a lot of people would be really excited about, so I'd be happy for them. And that's all I got on Twitter. So, here we go. Sweet Spur on wherever you are anyway. Well, cool, man. The good thing about following a club like Tottenham, there's loads of channels out there, man. And there's different vibes and different tastes, whatever you want. There's a channel. And quite often, I like the fact that I can switch on, YouTube at any time, and some bugger's going to be doing something live, and I quite enjoy it. Really, it's one of the benefits of supporting the greatest football team the world has ever seen, instead of I don't know, Dagenham and Redbridge. I mean, not that I've got anything against Dagenham or Rushden and Diamonds. I'm sure they're great clubs, and if you support them, it's good. But you can't it's not like there's 500 channels about them, is there? Mark Cousins says, "Hey Sheriff, any news? I've just got up." Well, nothing excitingly new. My dinner's ready, so I'm going to have to go. No, really. Looks like Maddison's a bit closer. We've got rid of some baldy suit, the performance director. How many managers and executives do you need in a bloody football club? As I keep saying, football hasn't changed. The number of players in the world is the same, maybe a bit more. As a manager, you're managing a squad of about 25 people, trying to mesh that chemistry going, decide who's shit and goes, the end of season coal, decides who comes into the club, trains them up, gets them running around traffic cones and those weird cutout figures that don't move, but they got a head and shoulders on them. What's changed in football? Why do we need all these 10 million directors of performance and arse? It's all arse. So that's the latest news, Mark Cousins. Football's a load of arse, but we're starting to clean it up. Heard we were ripping up the whole business Paratici stood for. I don't mind it. Let's do it proper this time. Well, I'm with you. He's a bit disappointing in retrospect, isn't he? I mean, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. When you look at a list of his signings, there's like 3 good ones, and the rest are, come out of a dog sausage factory. Right, there we go. Oh, you can paste in links. I haven't switched that off. Oh, well, don't put any porno sites in, because there's kids watching. We don't want to fuck up their brains. But there you go. There's Chris's link. I don't know why it's so maybe I did type that in. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But I tell you what, man, folks, thanks for joining me for this quick live stream. I like to do it longer and get some more juices flowing. But it's been a long old day walking about. I did a couple of videos, just short ones, just bite-sized ones, just to give you a flavour where I am. What's good, hippie? Well, I think I've got some steak and some beef sausages ready to go, and a bit of salad. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I'll probably be back tomorrow morning. By that I mean in about 12 hours after I had a bit of a feed, bit of a kit, maybe watch some shit on TV. There's lots of rugby league on tonight. Take my mind off St George Dragons because they're arse. And as usual, I don't have any flash way of saying goodbye to you all, but thanks for giving me something to talk about. I'm sorry it's a short one. No, I'm not sorry. Don't apologise when it's short. It's just the way it is. I'll be back later. Hopefully, I'll switch the light bulb up so I don't look like I'm some serial killer. That'd be nice, because there's peace and love. It's what this channel's about. Peace and love all over the world, all to my fellow human beings everywhere. I hope you're doing life as best you can, and you look at other people with a bit of an open heart, except when it's on the football pitch, then you just bloody break their legs. Anyway, on that note, I'll say good night. Come on, you Spurs. In hands we trust. There's always a confirmation button